I'm Derek Johnson, Chief Executive Officer at Aurora WDC, and I have some news to share related to the video you are about to watch. At the time we recorded this discussion, Michael Bernaiche was Head of Competitive Intelligence at Dunkin' Brands. His perspective in the video is that of an internal corporate intelligence officer. However, as of April 15th, all of us at Aurora are excited to welcome Michael in the new role of Director of Program Development. The timing of this announcement aligned well with the release of this video series on how to build a next-generation intelligence function. Michael and our other guest, Mr. Kerby, Head of Competitive Intelligence at 3M, have proven that with the right ingredients, support, and attitude, any organization can achieve world-class intelligence capabilities. Michael brings to Aurora's team many years of experience and expertise building world-class intelligence functions at category-leading companies. You can meet Michael in person at the premier event in the CI field, the annual SCIP Conference and Exhibition in Philadelphia, where he also serves as chair of SCIP's Board of Directors. Let's listen now to Michael, Terry, Aurora's founder and chairman Arik Johnson, and me explore how to build a world-class intelligence function. Hello, I'm Derek Johnson, CEO at Aurora WDC. I'm joined today by Michael Bernaiche from Dunkin' Brands, Terry Kerby from 3M, and Arik Johnson, Aurora's founder and chairman. Let's get started. In today's climate of competitive intelligence in most businesses, one of the topics that I believe gets often overlooked is that of how do you market your operation. Michael, how do you market your CI function in a way that allows it to grow on a year-over-year basis as well as expand and reach new customers?
We go about it a number of ways. One of the things we first did was we created an identity for the function. We created a logo and had specific colors to each of our products, whatever they might be. That way the customers know that the product comes from the intelligence team and it can be the trusted source of information. I think one of the critical things to marketing and creating identity for your organization is to allow it to have some longevity over the years. Intelligence operations face the challenge of having to struggle for resources and prove themselves year over year. And I think making sure the organization understands that what the intelligence function is about, what it's for, and who it is important to its longevity.
How do you go about coaching your next boss on the marketability of the function and what they need to know about it in order to market it to their customers, their stakeholders?
Yeah, the intelligence function today is a long-standing function that's proven who it is, what it does, and what it stands for. So no matter who comes in or where it may be placed, the intelligence function has an identity, it has a purpose, and it has a mission.
Mm-hmm. Terry, with 3M Company, how do you go about marketing your operation?
Very carefully. So the challenge we have, maybe just a little stage setting on 3M Company. We're a multinational, multi-business company, so we probably have in excess of 200 different business units that operate globally, and we have 72 bricks and mortar subsidiaries to do this business in, all led by senior, very capable individuals. So what's important for us is to have a program that they can buy into and to support it without any compromise of the values of the program. So how do we do that? We link it right back to the goals of our business itself. In the economy that we're facing going forward, we see 3 to 5% growth in the markets that we serve. For us to return the level of, make the level of return that we need for our shareholders, and of course we're only in business to increase the value of the shareholders' investment in our company, we need greater than that. I mean, anybody can provide a greater return by just cutting out the middle of the P&L, but you won't sustain it. So we need to have much greater growth than 3 to 5% for our company. So we can't just go with the markets themselves. So the compelling reason to have a CI program is that you've got to penetrate. And you can't just penetrate through acquisitions. Yes, we do acquisitions, but acquisitions can tend to dilute operating income. So the way that we have to do this is through organic growth and through penetration. So how can you penetrate a market, a country, without knowing who else is playing there, who else you're competing with, and how to compete with them? So the way to market it is to start at the top with this compelling reason that you need a CI program. Once you've got the C-suite on board, then there will be expectations set that individuals running the businesses in the countries around the world will incorporate CI into their strategy. And then it's a matter of applying the program in a fairly simple manner. For us, it's in 3 segments. You have tools to identify who your competitors are, tools to understand who they are, and tools on how to mitigate. And so the expectation from the C-suite as they travel the world is how you're going to mitigate that company, how you're going to mitigate that company. Because at the end of the day, and we stated this publicly, we expect to grow our businesses 2x any competitor. And that's the goal. Wow. So it becomes a compelling message from the C-suite, and that's how we would market it.
Mm-hmm. Arik, you and I have talked about the value of marketing our own operation to our clients. What do you have to add?
Well, the thing that stands out to me over the last, almost 20 years of doing intelligence consulting and advisory services ourselves with Aurora, is that I think many of our clients experience the same types of marketing challenges that we do as an organization. I think it's important for you to create expectations between the intelligence operation and its managers and senior management in terms of the clients that you've got internally. And to really, I think it's helpful to think of the intelligence operation much like an internal consultancy and an internal professional services bureau. I think the drivers are similar. The definitions of value are similar. I think that Michael's comments about branding and positioning are exactly what companies like Aurora do in the marketplace. Maybe you'll start doing videos like these internally and teaching people how to do intelligence better in their own day-to-day jobs. But I think it's really about creating a set of expectations between your internal client and your ability to produce the types of insights and advice that they need in order to move the business forward. And as Terry talked about, really create that 2x growth results and the expectations for those results. It's important, I think, for intelligence people to empathize and to be inside what the executive management team is ultimately trying to do to the organization and trying to do to the rest of the world through the organization, and ultimately have an appreciation for that, so that when there is an issue that pops up that requires rapid support or rapid intelligence response, it's not a question of who they turn to. They trust and understand that the intelligence team and its managers and analysts are the ones that are going to support them through those decisions and ultimately enable the corporation to succeed.
And setting expectations is really an interesting topic, because in the intelligence world, we often talk about produce intelligence and not information. But in reality, and Terry, you could probably attest to this, there are things that we need to do as an intelligence function that are more tactical and less intelligence driven, that you need to build a foundation to have a best-in-class intelligence function. So one of the things we've done at Dunkin' Brands is created a next-gen intelligence operation, whereby we've utilized a virtual analyst to outsource a lot of these more mundane tasks, but necessary tasks, to build the foundation and have the information available so that when we do set expectations to our senior management, they really want the hard-hitting intelligence, which we can't deliver unless we have the basics and the foundation built. So setting expectations in terms of being able to produce that hard-hitting intelligence, but at the same time, our customers at whatever level they may be, oftentimes do need basic tactical information.
So when you start out with a new function, day one, what do you recommend people focus on first? More so the tactical in order to get to the strategic? Because that is a key component of marketing your operation, right? You have to get some of those early wins before you can build that trust and credibility with the rest of the organization. Terry, you have any comments on that?
Yeah, I think first of all, start with strategy. What is the strategy for our business? As I stated, we have a goal to grow at 2x our competitors everywhere. So how do you do that? As a CI program within 3M, it is impossible for us to hire enough people to do that centrally. And so our goal is to teach the divisions and countries how to efficiently deliver information that will allow them to confidently make decisions. And that actually is the statement of the ROI that we have for the program. Mm-hmm. And so what we will do as a tactic to allow and support the 2X growth is to provide the education within this format of identify your competitors, understand your competitors, and then mitigate the actions of those competitors, to teach the various business units how to do that. And by doing that, there's two things that we actually achieve. One, we make them very efficient, and it's part of what they do every day. Secondly, we never run into the issue of having this big block of employees that are labeled competitive intelligence, that if competitive intelligence isn't the flavor of the month, can disappear. We want it to sustain within the company because we know regardless of the climate, the economic climate, and so on, it's critical to the success of the company.
Mm-hmm. And I think it depends a lot upon the situation of the company and the intelligence function. It depends on where you are, whether you're in the strategy team or in the marketing team or within the finance team. And reality is, a lot of the times, intelligence functions don't have a say in what they focus on right from the get-go. But if you do have the chance to set it up from scratch, I've set up a number of functions from scratch, and I've done them all different ways. And the one that worked the best was by laying the foundation to have the information to produce intelligence and finished analysis.